Hi everybody, this is Joel Carlson of Faces of Minnesota. I'm with a special guest, Stephanie March. She is the senior food editor at large at Minneapolis St. Paul magazine, the co-host of Weekly Dish on My Talk 107.1 FM, and you may see her from time to time on Twin Cities Live. So Stephanie, your first question is this. How, of all the different fields that you could be interested in, how did you end up choosing food as the area of work that was going to be your strong passion?
Food is, I think, it's easily one of those things that many people fall into, because I think many people get restaurant jobs as backups to their regular life, to their real job.
Right.
And I am certainly one of them. I bartended my way through college, and I got a job bartending right when I graduated from college, but I was also working as a account executive assistant at an advertising agency when, of course, I got fired. So that's one of those things where then you fall back on your bartending and you go, okay, I need to do some more or something. And I landed at Buka, of all places, bartending at the new one in Eden Prairie as it opened. And that sort of started the idea that maybe I could do more in food than just, take a couple prep shifts here and there, or bartend or serve. And so I ended up becoming their director of training, long story short, and opening Bukas around the country. And then that just sort of fed into everything. And as I evolved through that side of the business to the restaurant side, It just became more apparent to me that food was so much fun and exciting, and everybody has a part of it.
Now, had you taken any writing or journalism classes before you had come to Minneapolis St. Paul magazine, or you just kind of tinkered with that stuff?
I'm not a journalism background girl. I was an English major in college. I wrote my paper on The Fairy Queen by Spencer, and, I've done that.
Okay.
But the idea of journalism to me, and I tell this to interns that we have in the office all the time, is that I think that you kind of need to live before you write about things. And I definitely lived a lot in the food and restaurant world, and for me it was really important to sort of build something I like before I could really talk about it, because I think that you have so much more authenticity, and I believe that I think people believe you more, you have more sincerity when you kind of have that credibility.
Speaking from experience then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Experience was a bigger teacher than the actual classes, and I would advise people to get out and do the same thing.
All right. Now, your writing and your commentary on food and restaurants seems to be very fair and balanced. Is that something that's easy for you, especially to not maybe share some things that are your own personal biases?
Well, I think in the end you have to understand that it's just opinion. You know what I mean? In the end, I'm giving you my opinion. You can trust me, or you cannot trust me. You can like the things that I like, or you cannot. And that's the thing that I think today, especially in our market, which is a smaller market, we don't have kingmakers anymore. We don't have the critics who can make or break a restaurant. We have people who give their opinions, and then because there are so many sources available out there, I think people sample from who they trust and who they like and who they identify with, and they form their own opinions. So for me, it's more important to give context. I'm not out there to say what is right and what is bad. I'm out there to tell you what it is and my opinion about it. Yes, there are levels of good and bad. I will say that I'm not going to pretend like everybody's good, because they're not.
Right.
But I do believe that it's more important to give context than it is to actually assign someone into a specific area.
Okay. Some recent food news that happened here recently was that Dara Moskowitz-Grumdahl recently joined MSP magazine. Now, with all the buzz that's been going on, that's been created with the local food scene about that, what do you think that says about the interest in food here locally?
Well, I think the interest in food here locally is really not boundless. I don't want to say that, but I will say that it is a very hot topic, and I will say that there are a lot of ways to explore that. And we're just one way of doing that, but I think that by bringing Dara on board with our team, we have a lot of momentum, and we have I think in a weird way we've sort of, we've all had these pieces of the market, and now I feel like with Dare on Board we have the potential to really sort of be a powerhouse for food information, and I think that's what's interesting. And I also think that the Twin Cities really looks to a lot of different voices for information about what's going on in the food world,
Sure.
and that doesn't need to change. The voices are, I think, what you identify with. So it's just that we're kind of bringing it into our brand.
Okay. Now I'm going to do a quick little rundown of a few things that are choices for you.
The lightning round?
Yes.
Okay.
Mild or spicy?
Spicy.
Sweet or salty?
Salty.
Beef or chicken?
Wow. Beefy chicken.
Cake or pie?
Cake.
Wine or beer?
Right now, beer. Because
Okay.
it's getting warmer.
Gotcha. Favorite vegetable?
Favorite vegetable would be,
Maybe at the moment.
God, at the moment, zucchini.
Oh.
That's a horrible one. That's so boring, but that's what I feed my kids a lot, because we like to do lots of fun stuff with zucchini. I'd say
grow a lot of
Brussels
them?
sprouts would be big.
Okay.
I eat a lot of those. Tomato, which
Okay.
is a fruit. Okay, that's all.
We'll accept that.
Okay.
And then the last one, favorite herb or spice?
Favorite herb or spice? Again, I'm kind of a tried and true rosemary girl. I know that seems weird. It's got a nice little medieval history to it, and that it kind of kicks me. It's the one that comes inside in the wintertime and lives in my
Oh, okay.
in my house all winter.
So it's near and dear to you.
Yeah, so maybe that's why, because I always have it fresh.